So here we go. How's it going, guys? So the Colts lose. Not a beer, it's a soda. Uh, Needed one after that. That was a close game against number one team in the NFL as of right now. Uh, Man, Hurts is he scrambles and he gets so many yards, but that walking into the end zone was bullshit. That was a blown play. I'm not off the wagon though. I'm still here. They're my team. They always will be through and through. I don't care if they go 1-16 or 0-17. They've always been my team, and I'm not going to back out on them. With that said, they lost by one, and all these people talking bad because they're the same old Colts. Watch what you say, because if they won by one and not lost by one, it'd be another story. You wouldn't be talking like that. So, but let's go over the numbers. So, receptions. Pittman got 75 yards, 6 catches. He was targeted 7 times. He actually looked really good out there. They didn't really go toward, and I don't know if he wasn't getting open. But as far as Alec Pierce goes, he wasn't getting open, or if they weren't looking his direction. I think he got one completion, but yeah, I don't know. He just wasn't getting the balls thrown to him. I think they're using Pittman way too much. Not that they shouldn't. He's a good receiver, our number one receiver as of right now. So they should use him, but man, he was targeted 90% of the time. But yeah, so we got Campbell had 5 catches for 67 yards. But then we had JT 10 catches for 2 catches for 10 yards. Jackson 4 catches for 3 yards. It was just nickel and diming, but it wasn't nickel and diming where we're getting a couple of yards every time we threw it, because he was always looking to his like third or fourth options that was always dumped down. Really, I don't know. I feel like we underplayed. We played really good the first half, really good the first quarter. We should have scored at least one more touchdown, if not 2. We got down there a couple times. We just come up short. So I think it's all they're going in the right direction. Now, I know a lot of people, well, I shouldn't say a lot. I know some people are saying, let's put Sam Ellinger back in there and play some Matt Ryan. I can see that kind of, but Sam Ellinger is still in the learning process. Not to say you can't, you get a rookie, you put him in. Look, we got Peyton his rookie year. We went, I think it was 3 and whatever. So I think it was 3-12, something like 3-13. Yeah, it was 3-13. But my point being is, the first year is always trash. Second year they usually do a little better, and third or fourth year they're used to the offense. They're sinking into timing, and I understand the speed of the game versus college versus NFL. So, but with that said, he has not been playing. He was on the practice squad doing playing against the defense. So the speed of the game might be growing there. Might be growing there, but he's not. The game's still not just coming to him. He's just not playing it. Now, with that said, Matt Ryan missed a couple of dump offs, wide open dump offs. It seems like when he's rushed, he does make a lot of mistakes. And I'm sorry for how I look. I'm aware that I'm kind of trash looking, but I went to my son's house and helped him out with some stuff. But point being is, I'm not going to give up on the Colts. They lost by 1 against a really good team. They could have won that game. They almost should have won that game. We make a field goal that we missed, and the game's over with. But if we would have made a touchdown instead of the field goals that we were making, and game would have been over with. So there's a lot of what ifs and what could have happened, but there was a missed field goal, and our field goal kickers they got to make those. They got to. I mean, they have one job, and I'm not saying that job's easy. I can't go out there and kick those those 50 yarders, 30 yarders. I probably wouldn't be able to get but a 20 yarder up. It's been high school, but since I played around with that kind of stuff. But my point being is, if you're going to kick field goals in the NFL, you need to be accurate, and you're gonna miss one here and there. He's missed two for us all season, I think, which really sucks. The first one wouldn't make a difference one way or the other. This one, however, did. So, I mean, that right there, the two possession game. So, the little things could have changed, and we could have won. So, just keep this in mind before you say it's same old Colts, because it's not. We didn't get blown out. We didn't look like trash on the field. Everything looked organized. The offensive line, for the most part, protected Matt Ryan. It wasn't until the second, end of the third, into the fourth, where they were starting to get to him a little more often. I think he got sacked 4 times. So, yeah, it wasn't that bad. Jonathan Taylor had 75 yards. I forget on how many rush attempts. But it was a 3.8 average. So the first half, he had 68 yards. 68 yards in the first half. He was averaging 5.3 or 5.6, something like that. Something like that. It was 5 point something in the first half. He ended up with 78. Or I'm sorry. Yeah, he ended up with 75 yards, having 68 at halftime. So that second half, we couldn't get going. And they set him. I don't know if he's injured. Nobody said anything yet. I don't know if something was bothering him, if he was having cramps. But there was 4 or 5 series in a row, back to back to back, that he did not play in. They had Jackson out there. I was super surprised. But yeah, so. Matt Ryan did not do good, but he didn't do horrible. I think he had a passer rating of 80, 86 or 87. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. He didn't throw any picks, no touchdowns. I can't remember how many yards he threw for. I think it was something like 138 or something. It was something stupidly low. But overall, running game, I think we got 96 yards, and it's just not going to win a game. It's not. If you're not passing for 200 or 300 yards, and you're not running for at least 150, it's not going to cut it. I mean, I don't care how close we came. It's just not going to cut it. Even if we would have won with these numbers, which we could have, but even if we would have won, it's the same story. These numbers need to be higher. So I'm not quite understanding why Matt Ryan looks so nervous. He looks rattled, and I do know that he has gotten hit a lot more than what he wanted to. He got sacked, I think, 4 times today, so he's been hit quite a bit, and I get it. I do get it. He's an older quarterback. He's probably hurt. He's probably hurting. He probably is. Whether or not he's injured, I don't know. There wasn't a whole lot said about injuries, but I am hoping JT is fine. Now, let's get off the Colts bus, because I honestly just, I'm frustrated with the loss because we only lost by 1. But let's get to IU. IU, they had a day today. I think they won by 30. I think it's what they won by. Now, with that said, I know that I think they had a 25 or 28, something like that, points in favor. So I get that they blew them out. I really do. I understand. But we're getting excellent play, and we beat Xavier, and Xavier's a decent team. We beat them 3 to 4 days ago. It wasn't a blowout by no means, but we did win. So Indiana is undefeated at this point in time. I think they're 4-0. They really haven't played anybody but Xavier. Um, Jackson Davis looked extremely good today. He had a double double. Um, our freshmen, though, they look mean. They do. They look mean. They they look a little. They're a little bit sloppy. Some of the passes that are being made isn't there. Man, they can shoot the ball. They are smart with the ball. They're just a little on the wild side with the ball. I can't wait until this gets, halfway point into the season because I think Indiana is going to be a beast of a team. We're ranked 12th as of right now. I don't see that changing with anything that happened in the last few days, but yeah, Indiana is going to be a team. They are going to be a team to reckon with this year. And I also want to take a step back for Indiana football. We did win Saturday. It's one against Michigan State. Close game into overtime. And in overtime, they blocked our field goal to win the game. Unfortunately, I had to turn the game off at that point in time. I was going somewhere. It was a family get together, and I didn't get to see the end of that game. However, Indiana did win. I got, as soon as I was able to get on my phone, I got on my phone and flipping through scores but yeah, they did win. We got the Old Open Bucket at IU. I think they're going to win that game. That will put them at 5 wins if they win against Purdue. But we didn't have our starting quarterback for most of the season this year. He gives us the big chance to win because he's got an arm on him. He makes good decisions. He's quick with his decisions. He's really good. So, and not to mention our defense is not very deep on the bench. So our defense is it just isn't. I mean, I'm hoping we get there eventually because we're good for the most part. I mean, we're a little better than average. I call it. We're not a great team, or I don't think Indiana's ever had a great football team, but I would love to see Indiana have a really good football team with their great basketball team that's starting to develop. But yeah, so there's a little bit on Indiana basketball. Xavier Thomas, he actually looked pretty good today too. There was a lot. I mean, everybody looked good today for the most part, but like I said, again, we were playing against a team that we were, 28 point favorites. So you take that however you want it. But yeah, Indiana wins both basketball and football, and the Colts rack up a loss. But with that said, that is Saturday's first loss. It's only his second game, but it's his first loss, and it was a very close competition. Losing by 1, yes, we lost. A loss is a loss, but we were not blown out, and a lot of people were calling for us to get blown out. It was a 1-point loss. If we would have won by 1, it's be a completely different story. So, don't have any videos for you tonight. I will as soon as I get some. Been busy today, but I did want to get on here. I did want to make a video. And I did want to talk a little bit. Please leave your comments, subscribe. And I need to say that at the beginning of the video, but please subscribe if you made it to the end. I appreciate it. Please leave a comment and hit that bell. You guys have a good night. Thank you for listening. I didn't say it at the beginning of this video, but I wanted to go ahead and throw it in there. Please subscribe, hit the like button, ring that bell. And by all means, make comments, leave comments. I will respond. Absolutely will respond. It may not be right away. You will get a response from me, I promise. Until there's so many comments, I can't keep up. But I will absolutely do my best. So you guys have a good one.